there are 200 and something registrations. And then I look at here, there are two people here.
Actually, this time is not
That's
right
what they
for
are.
me.
They must be with
Time is
Veena.
not right for this.
Yeah. See this. I have posted in FB also.
Wow, that looks so. 1 minute, let me get you.
Wow,
This is so pretty.
I
I have
have to
written also.
view.
I
So
have written also.
pretty.
Yeah.
Very
No, like
beautiful.
I said, you make coasters out of it. You can make so many things because we can use this as a base for the resin painting, and you can do resin on top of it, and it just changes everything. Resin comes in a small box like this.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the next thing that you guys can actually put it in a tray and then put.
You take a class of resin also.
My main job is something else anyway. So you can get blocks like this, and you
Okay.
can cut a strip of whatever is there over here, mix the resin, put in it, you will get a pendant out of it. Like this, you can make earrings, pendants, coasters, all kinds of things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the slides, and I'm going to take you through how to create what has to be created. So basically, the story goes and how I got into it, because I'd never made jewelry in my entire life. It's a fact. I fell unwell. And this was in the month of November last year, December. If you ask me, was there something major going on in my life? Um, I could pinpoint that a lot of my loved ones were back home from outside the country. My sister was back home. My daughter had come home from UK. My brother-in-law was there. My niece was there. So, and each one of them came and said, "Oh, we had, we have gone through COVID. Not gone through. Not none of them had suffered from COVID other than my sister, other than my daughter. But most of them, the expectation was that when they come down to India, they will get some special treatment, and as if in India, COVID does not exist." This was also the time when Omicron was showing up very high. All of them landed up, and I got my medical test done, which I do anyways to show the doctor as a routine, and I realized my uric acid levels were up. Uric acid levels is all about someone taking and throwing like this dirt at you. Do you get that? As if somebody's taken a tray full of gand, kichad, and has thrown on you. And imagine my face is getting and my body is getting all those dirt marks. That is the conflict behind the whole story. Now I'm sitting down thinking, मेरे प्यार करने वाले इधर हैं. Where am I feeling dirty? Why am I feeling dirty like this? It was the expectations that everybody had. And even though I was only working for Get Set Up, I'd kept my personal concerns on one side, it just was not enough. And somewhere I got extremely tired. This is the time I sat down and I said, how can I convert, transform, change, whichever word you like, something that I'm feeling right now, which is not positive, into something that's extremely positive? Do you get that? The whole idea began from how can I transform, make something that I'm not feeling good about into something that I feel good about? So I asked myself, what do I feel good about? I have always felt good making something with my hands and giving it to people. Like, not about charging, but about giving it as gifts. What better time than December, Christmas, and New Year's, and everything else going on along. So I sat down and started learning. In the beginning, I made stuff which I had one class with you guys. I made something like this with the leaf, and I showed you how to make the leaf. I showed you how to have a hole in the leaf, which was a very basic jewelry piece, and how to string it through and wear it with the string. I had no clue from where to purchase what, how to go about it, nothing. Clueless, absolutely. So you have to forgive me, I did not learn jewelry making in a conventional way. I didn't go to any teacher. I didn't go anywhere. Things came to me. So I go to a shop which is very close to my house, and guess what I find? I find clay. I ask him, Bhaiya, ye kya hai? And he says, Madam, iska na aap kuch bhi bana sakte ho. Bola, kuch bhi ka kya matlab? Iska aap article bana sakte ho. So my journey began with this brand, which is a Sasta brand, which is Creations Premium Clay. Please take it down. I will bring my photograph back. I'm giving you this story because it's important for you to know that you don't need to have some major elements going on in your life. And I was mentally feeling as if people are throwing dirt at me and I was throwing presents at them. Can you now see? People were throwing dirt at me and I started creating presents for everyone. And it became such an amazing story that I could then create stuff that I don't even know how it got created. So I picked up this, and this is where my journey began. Slowly from here, I went to another clay. This is another clay. You get it in different colors. This clay is available in at least 6 or 7 colors. They have a blue, they have a red, they have a green, they have face color. This is face color, and they have terracotta color. So you don't even need to put colors. Do you get that? I'm first giving you supplies. We'll spend 10 minutes just understanding the supplies that you need. So you need this clay. You don't need to bake it. It's air dry clay, as the name suggests. It dries with the air. Simply, you don't have to put it in the oven, clean, anywhere. You can then make it waterproof by putting varnish on it or mud potch on it. Okay, so just understand this. There is also, this is a very good brand, a little more expensive. If you go on Amazon and pick up stuff, it is very, very cheap on the Amazon. Much cheaper than you go to a shop and pick it up. This is polymer clay. It's called polymer clay. This can be baked. Okay. Now, today I'm going to use one clay for you, which I pack it, which is open, because I keep going and I keep buying stuff as if kal khatam ho jayega. This is white in color. I love white color clay because you can create so many things out of the white color clay. So I'm going to be using terracotta. I love terracotta. And I'm going to be making pendant out of it. I'll teach you how to make 3 or 4 different kind of pendants with the same basic story. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. Since I've self-learned, there isn't a teacher here who taught me. So if someone knows better than me, please do stop me and tell me, Anu, you can do it this way. I would really welcome that. Okay. Now, once I've got this, I need 2 sticks of the similar size, similar width. Why is this required? So that when I am rolling this clay, I need a rolling pin. When I'm rolling the clay rolls up in the right way. If you don't have all this, put 2 books over there. Depending on the thickness of the 2 books, your clay should be somewhere in between. Is that clear? Anything you want me to repeat again?
No.
Okay. Now this clay cannot be left open because as the name suggests, it's air dry clay. which means the minute it gets exposed to the air, it will start drying. And if it starts drying, it's done, it's finished, it's over. So we have to constantly keep it back in either a plastic you should have, a cling film you should have, or you should have a Ziploc right next to it. Now, you need instruments, and the basic instrument that you need is any knife will do. But I picked up this precision cutter only because I started doing engraving work inside the clay. I loved it. I cannot tell you, I can sit down for 2 hours with one piece just engraving it, like this has been engraved. It's all engraving, cutting. Okay, now, how did I get, or I will show you this piece. This is engraving. And engraving and then painting on it. Now, I am no smart aleck who can engrave so beautifully. So I will show you and tell you how did I do it. Okay, since this is really sharp, it should always have a lid on it.
This is knife cutter? Knife cutter?
It's called the precision cutter.
Okay.
Please write down the name. It's called precision cutter.
Okay.
I'm repeating the names again because I racked my brain to understand what to use. I'm giving you ready-made khichdi. Okay, it took me time. Today I created these earrings. And there is a back and there is a front of the earring. Okay,
Wow.
yeah. It looks really nice worn.
Yeah.
Really goes well with my the way I am. I don't like
Hello.
all things. Yes, Geeta ji.
For earring, both to be keep equal. So we are taking any cutter or any
Showing
size
you.
of cap or
showing
like
you.
that.
I'm showing you. I'm showing you. Give me
Last
2
time,
minutes.
she told me cookie cutters are also there, no?
I will show you everything. That's why I said first 10 minutes we'll only look at the supplies. Okay. Now there
Okay.
are tons of other articles and cutters that you get which look like this, which would look like this. I hardly ever use them. What you really need is a precision cutter. And if you have a precision cutter, your work is done. Because I was buying things and experimenting, I also wasted a lot of money, meaning I have not wasted anything. It will get used somewhere else. But I did my experiment. Now I'm going to show you what is available at 60, 50 rupees out in the market. This is also available at Bandra on the roadside. Can you see these blocks?
Yeah, I have.
The wooden blocks.
Yes.
Wooden blocks. And these blocks are beautiful to do clay work. Once you've done, use this block and you can, I will show you various blocks. None of them are above 100 bucks. None of them. I have plenty of these blocks. Okay.
Mhm.
So just wanted to show you, and the one that I created over here is this.
Wow.
Got it?
Very nice. Superb.
Thank you. So I want you to get it that sky is the limit. If you don't have these blocks, it doesn't matter. Start with something extremely simple, and that's what I will do today, starting with something very simple. Now there are also blocks which have got rubber lining in it, like this. I did not enjoy these blocks. Don't buy them. Go for the normal one, and before you use this block, apply some oil or Vaseline or cream on it so that it comes out easily. Like how you made your modaks or pedas. You can even use those molds that you get for modaks and pedas. I hope I'm making the supplies very clear.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Because you will take time to search. You have no idea how I've searched and how many mistakes I've made and how much money I wasted. Again, I didn't.
I will definitely made. Definitely I will do.
These are small cookie cutters which can be used for making earrings. You can also use these for making smaller parts for the necklace once you get hang of creating stuff. But today we are going to make very, very, very basic, and how that very basic one can be turned and twisted in many ways. Is that good? So I went little berserk, actually, a little bit mad, because that's who I am. I get obsessed sometimes with things. Not obsessed, it was just very, very exciting for me to find another, how do you say, a trip in my life. I call it a trip, ecstasy trip. People have drugs, I do this. So,
This is very creative.
yes. So I found molds everywhere, 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 in children's clays, everywhere. I first started finding in the clay work that we were doing, right from dabbas to cans that were at home. You don't even have to buy anything. Right from laces that are kept at home, you can use them. Is this much first clear?
Yes.
Any
Doubt, no doubt.
out or okay. If you don't want to put a hook, you need a straw like this to make a hole, and hole should not be very small. I repeat again, the hole should not be very small, because otherwise the thread, when you're choosing, you have to get very choosy and it becomes extremely difficult. I am looking at the watch and I'm saying, oh my God, time flies. You need a sandpaper like this once it has dried, and allow it to dry for at least 24 hours before you pick up your piece. Is this much clear?
Yes.
You will take a sandpaper like this, which is actually used to sand and remove off the rough areas. Okay, so there are a few more things that I want you to get. One is, can you see this?
Yes.
This is
Hook.
available in the market.
Hook, some hook.
It is not a hook. That is what I'm showing you again. It's got straight down and it's got this. Go to a place where you get buttons. Take a snap of this. Go
Loop
to
is there.
there is a small loop on the top.
Yes.
You might need to put another loop around it, inside it, or you can use it like this. Please take a picture of it. I do not know what it is called before you start asking me. Like I said, I'm no expert. I just got interested, so I'm giving it to you. You get the hooks, the works in such places. You just go there.
This to be used in earrings?
I will show you how to use it right
Okay.
now, today. Okay. This is my bag of khazana. Without this, there is useless if I make anything. You will need small beads like this. Small beads are used in between the big beads. Can you see that? Depending on what you are putting it, you get nylon thread to put the story, to put all the beads together, or you can use a wire, and the wire is of a specific way that you get it. The wire is got on things like this. There's a nice, beautiful wire like this, which you can use. That is later. Let's first go with the clay. So let's start today. I wanted to show you one last piece before we start rolling the. I want you to also know you get rings like this outside. Rings like this outside. Okay. You can actually make a ring top and put on it. All this is all self-exploration.
From where did you get all these things?
You have to go to a shop which sells buttons and
Okay.
it's macrame stuff. Go there, tell them, show me all the stuff that you have for the jewelry. You will get in chota packets like this, what I just showed you. 20 bucks is so many of them. So don't sit down and try making it yourself. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. There are small rings. Can you see the rings? These rings will be required. They are very, very important. So let's begin, guys. I hope I've given you enough supplies and not confused you. If you get confused, put it down on the Facebook message and I will help you out. Okay, so what do you do first? The first thing that I'm going to do is decide what am I going to make. So today, the one that we will make is a proper square shape. We can put these things down if we want to, or let's just make very, very simple, a square or a round shape. Simple square or a round shape, how do you do it? Can we do that first? Great. I also wanted to show you these. You will need these kind of supplies to cut the wire and fix the things. Now, before you get, oh my God, so many things required. No, come back. Let's look at this. It's very exciting because when you give your grandchildren and children something that you have made, you can create stuff that you have never thought that you could create. And that's what happened with me. I was so excited. Can you see? I don't need too much. This is just very little that I'm taking right now. I also have a bowl of water sitting right next to me. That's the bowl of water. Let me put this down. Flap, can you see the bowl of water right sitting next to me? I need this not because I'm going to put it in the water, but because I need to clean up the edges. Okay, so I'm going to pull out some more clay from here. How many of you have this clay already?
I got white one.
Perfect. It doesn't matter which one you have. Use it.
We can color to clay or color clay only we have to buy.
No, you can color the clay in any color. Any
Acrylic color we can do.
Acrylic color you can do, Fevicryl colors you can use. You can even use watercolors. You can even decoupage. That's what I'm going to show you today. Okay. So first thing, let's look, and this is called, you have to take the clay like any other Play Doh that you take and put it in a proper way. Just keep doing this.
You can use mold it also, no?
Yes, you can. These are all different brands. They're just different brands, okay?
No, that comes with two compound, no?
Yeah, so they're different brands which will have you, some will be mixing, so it's much cheaper. Some are just ready-made like this, you don't have to do anything. So it depends what kind of brand. So go researching, that's why I already researched and gave it to you. Okay. Now, once I've got this, the brand doesn't matter what brand you're going to use. What matters is how you're going to create it. So I put it between the two of my, and now I am, because I want it not very thick, not very thin, but when I'm making a pendant or something, it needs to have some kind of substance. Now I'm feeling like this is too big for my work, so I can put even the thinner one. I can go like this. Keep picking it up. Till this has come, both of them are now, instead of initially when I started like this. This was too thick for me. So I went on the side, and now this part has come over here, which looks like for what work I need, this seems like a perfect width that I have got. Now, once I've got this, let's take a cookie cutter. You can take any shape that you want. You can even take things sitting at home. You don't have to go and buy anything specific. I just experimented and picked up a lot of things. You don't feel like buying anything. There are enough caps and lids sitting at home. Enough stuff is there at home. For me, I get excited like a small child. So I'm now taking this. I want to make this but a little bigger. So I'm going to cut from here. And I'm going to cut over here. And I can cut one more piece. So I can show you on all the 3 pieces how to do different things. And meanwhile, when I don't need this, I'm going to remove it off. Got it? And this part, I'm just going to put in the plastic bag. Meanwhile, when I'm working with the other area. Okay, everything is clear so far. I've created 3 pieces, small 3 pieces. It's easier to work with a slightly bigger piece. And once I've got these 3 pieces, I need to smoothen them. So what do? I take my finger and I smoothen up the sides. I smoothen up the sides. Can you see that? Any rough areas, they will come off. Don't take too much of water, use your fingers. Or even sponge is a very good idea. Have a wet sponge right in front of you. How you have wet sponge for taking the papers or when you're counting the rupees, like that. So I have got this area nicely done. This area nicely done. What have I created? I've created one is this is finished. It's complete. So I can, how long did it take? Really no time. I'm going with the next one, showing you again. Can you see there are rough edges here? I'm just doing this, doing this, doing this. What happens? All the rough areas which are there, I'm smoothing it up because I don't want rough areas to be there. You can even use a little bit of oil in your hand while you're doing it, cooking oil or coconut oil or even baby oil will do. It doesn't matter. That's just so that it's easier for you to work with. So I put the other piece here. We can use each piece differently. Can you now see that there are still rough edges and I'm removing those rough edges? I'm going to take off the fan because it's drying really fast and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to pull off the fan right now. And I want you to see. Now I've got this much part. It's nicely done. Now, very, very important over here. I have to decide which is the top side, which is the top of my pendant and which is the below side of my pendant. You could use the same one for making your earrings. The same mold could be used for making your earrings. The same mold could be used just to put a hole over here. What I like doing is taking these small sticks that I showed you. Give me a minute. Can you see this? Can you see this? I am putting it right here on the top. Making sure that it's gone inside. Can you see this? What I've done? I've added right on the top. I'm showing you again. The stick part will go right in. So I have two exactly the way these are. These have got three. I have just put two. Can you see that? Is it visible to everyone? Yes?
Yes.
No?
Yes, yes.
That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it, now I can put in the same way up as well as down. Why? If I want it to hang, if I want two pieces to be connected, I will need to put on the top as well as below. Why is that? Because it has to be connected. And the loops that I showed you can be put in between to connect it. But if I keep it as simple as this, and I can put it down. So I take another one. Don't try making them yourself. They're very, that's one box has got about 50, 60 of them. And hardly costs anything. So can you see I'm putting it on the down part also. There is one on the top, two on the top, and I'm going to put two on the top also below. So I've created my basic infrastructure of what I want my pendant to be like. Have you got this? Very simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
Yes.
simple. This is one way of going about it. Always keep your water on one side so that it doesn't fall off because you've already done the smoothing. The second way to go about it could be that I just use this small piece. I take my brush like this. I go to what is the center. I can take thicker brush also. I can do two holes or I can do one of them right in the center. Can you understand that? So I just use that much of piece through which I can remove my thread. Is this very clear to everybody? Like this. Can you see this hole is there?
Yes. Mhm.
I can create this instead of putting the hook. This is the easiest one. You start with like this. You can put a ribbon through. You can put a thread through. There are beautiful jute threads which are available today. You can use that. Is this clear?
Yes.
Any doubts so far?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so I'm going
I have
to
done circular one, 3 of them, small, but that's okay. I had only this circular.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You can put one in the center if you want. So I'm going to put one in the center also and show you. I could use this piece for earring. When I've just put one in the center, I will put hook on the top and I can use it for the earrings. Got it? Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes, yes.
okay. Similarly, if I'm making another piece, I will need same attachments over here so that my basic premise is done. And after this now, whether I want to paint it, whether I want to do decoupage on it, whether I want to use my, what you call, my mold. When I use the mold or when I use the block, I use the block beforehand. I don't cut beforehand. I first use the block and then cut. So I will show you how to do that also. Sorry, I'm not visible right now what I'm doing.
And beads, how made beads?
I'm showing you, I'm showing. Okay, you've got this. The basic I've created right now.
Yes, got it.
Thank you, Geeta ji.
I like very much. So definitely I will prepare. And when I will do, I will definitely post.
Thank you so much. So you've got, these are very basic one that I'm teaching you today. I'm not making anything complicated, okay? Nothing I'm making complicated. I've done one for the earring and I've done this for the pendant, which I will be putting together later with the circles. Now what can I do on this? I can either leave it like this and paint later, or I can do carving on it with my tools, or I can do decoupage. So let's first look at the first piece that I can make. I'm just going to remove all this. I'm going to use the first piece that I'm going to use is the small cutter that I have. Remember I told you these are very tiny ones. Can you see this? This is a tiny one. This is a very tiny one. Can you see this? Yes, no?
Yes,
Yes.
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 These are available at
Yes.
50 buck, 25 buck, nothing more than
Yeah,
that.
these are Mendi block sitting on the
This
road
is
they
not,
are selling.
no,
No, not Mendi blog.
this is a rubber block.
No, earlier you have shown is Mendi block, correct?
This other that I showed is the Mendi block. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Now this I'm using over here to get a design. So either I can do this and I will press it nicely.
These are with silicone.
Yes. No, it is not with silicone, it's with rubber. It's wood and rubber together. It just needs to be pressed properly. Can you see? I could show you the design. Can you see how beautifully it's come?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
It looks really nice. Now what I'm going to do is my cookie cutter. So it is better to, I will just go back and see if any cutting is required. And with my precision instrument, I will cut it up. So I showed you my precision instrument right in the beginning. And this is where my precision instrument really comes to use. I wish I could put it. Can you guys see this?
Yes,
You all see this? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I am getting slightly big because can you see when I put this cookie cutter, it's expanded because I put the what you call my mold on top of it. Okay. So to make it correct, I can use my precision cutter and cut this much part away. That feels like a lopsided. Can you see that what I'm doing?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. And once I have done that, I get a more sensible piece, but I will need my water back again. I'm not going to waste even this much of piece, so I will just put it back. I will put it back into my bag back again. Can you see this?
Yes.
And once it dries out, please take your colors and paint on top of it. It looks beautiful. Just sit down and put your paints on top of it. Now, most of the Indian jewelry has got beads like this down. Most of the Indian jewelry has got beads like this down. How will I get beads like this of a same size? That I will show you in 2 minutes. First, if I'm getting, there's a slight crack that's forming because I pressed on it. So I need to do it with the water properly so that there are no cracks now. This is how my earring will look. This is how my earring will look. And I will put a small hook on the top. Have you got this, guys? Everybody's got this?
Yes.
Yes.
Any doubts so far? Any doubts? Anything that you did not understand? Okay.
No.
Okay, perfect. Now the next method of, so one you've seen with the block, one can be just plain and you paint on it. You paint on it, you could do a design like this, very simple design. You just paint the design on it and it's done. So simple. So you first paint it with black or you leave the white marks right in the center. But between every coat of paint, you need to give it time for drying. That drying bit is very, very important. You can't, it's not like water paper which dries out immediately. You need to give your paper, your clay work time. Time is the main thing. If you don't give it time, it will not dry out properly. Okay, now I'm going to show you how we could do decoupage on this small piece. Okay, so for decoupage, I hope I'm saying the word properly. What I'm going to use is what is called your decoupage paper. I had used before.
Where can I do?
Can we mute everybody, please? Muskan, thank you. Now, of this is a paper that you get. This is the napkin paper that you get outside. Napkin paper is the best paper with designs for decoupage. So I can use just a small rose over here that is there for my decoupage purposes. Can you see that? Can you see a small rose over here? I could use a big one, but big one wouldn't fit on that. So what I need is a very small piece. I can use the bud. I can use this piece. So right now, when I'm going to be doing decoupage, the best way to do it is not cut it with the scissor, but cut it with the hand like this. So just go across. You don't have to be very, how do you say, perfect here. You can be extremely imperfect when you're doing it. And that's the best part that I like about decoupage. Okay, once I've got this, but before I go and put it on the paper, before I go and put this paper on my pendant, I need to put what is called, you have a white Fevicryl paint, 5 white Fevicryl paint.
Yes.
Yeah, you need white Fevicryl paint or something called Deso. Now you don't need to pick up Deso, you can just pick up white acrylic paint, it is called. So I'm going to just take this and I'm just going to put my acrylic paint. And the best way to put acrylic paint is take a small sponge like this with the stick.
We color on wet or dry after drying?
It has to be dried. I'm showing it to you right now. Okay. So even if I put it like this and let it dry, it will dry. So once I have put this, then I need to because I'm going to be doing both the pieces. So I need to use both the pieces like this. And why do we put this white Fevicryl paint or Deso on this? So that when you're putting the paper doesn't look transparent and it doesn't get merged into the background. Okay, have you got this? So I've got this piece, which is beautifully gone. Now I will show you not on this piece, because if I show you on this piece, I cannot stick it right now because it's not dried out. What's the time? 50. Okay.
50.
Okay. Once I've got this, I need to take off extra paper which is sitting over here. I need to remove the extra paper which is sitting over here. And this paper has got 3 layers in it. When I remove it with the hand, I can actually remove the 3 layers. Okay, so let's try. Come out can you see? The pieces have got separated out. The pieces
Yes.
have got separated out. Now I'm just remaining with this one piece which I could use. I'm just going to put straight on it. You need to first put mud podge on it, but it is wet. So this will actually anyway stick. I'm going to put on this my little rose. You need to have patience. Don't go how I'm doing right now. And stick it with your hand. And look what happens. It gets-
Hello, Mujhe.
Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Allow it to dry. I've shown you on wet. At every step, you need to let it dry. So the first step is making the mold. Let it dry. Second step is after that, you put your deso or the white paint. Let it dry. After that, you will put what is called mud podge. If you don't have mud podge, then take Fevicol and dilute it. This is mud podge. Put that. Let it dry. Sorry, mud podge, once you put, you don't need to let it dry. You need to remove your tissue paper and just stick on it. Any picture will get transferred so beautifully on your paper. Anything will get transferred on the pendant. After which, at the end, once it is dried, you can sit with paints and retouch it. It looks fabulous. Can you see this, guys? Did you like the idea?
Yes. Yes. I
Simple,
was
right?
wondering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 2 different ideas that you learned today. One is with decoupage and the other one is with the block.
Hello.
Yes.
मुझे एक पूछना था, ये जो नीचे रेड है ना,
हाँ
that
जी।
is प्लास्टिक अप्लाई किया है पेपर ये बोर्ड के ऊपर,
ये
जो
वाला
रेड कलर. हाँ.
ये स्पेशल बोर्ड्स आते हैं, इसको कटिंग के टाइम पे आर्किटेक्ट्स यूज करते हैं, तो मैंने वो लाके रखा हुआ है अपने लिए ताकि मेरी टेबल खराब ना हो. ठीक है, थैंक यू जी. So once it is dried out, these blocked, this like once it is dried out, this was exactly like this. Then you can paint on it. You can do whatever you want with it. Okay, let me stop right here because I've gone on and on and on. And in the next session, I can then teach you how to assemble it together because it's impossible for me to teach you everything right now. If you can do this much and create it, we'll go to the next step after this. Any doubts that you have, because it's already 5:54. Any doubts? Anything not understood? Yes.
एक बीट्स बताएंगे क्या है? एक बीट्स जस्ट
Yes.
आइडिया के लिए कैसे बनाते हैं?
Yes. Okay, I also want to tell you this, that with this piece, it's not over. You can sit down with this and actually go into the carving. Okay, go into the carving and you can create further with it. Like, what do I show it to you?
Does the acrylic paint come off at all?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't come off.
Okay.
Acrylic
Thank
paint does
you.
not come off. Nothing
Thank
happens to it. This is Fevicryl paint and acrylic paint. Nothing happens to it. All these are just acrylic paints. Okay. You asked me how to make the beads. Okay. I have to get very fixed on what I have to show you. Otherwise, I will go all over the place. Okay, so I'm putting these on one side, putting this on one side, and I'm coming back to my clay. So what I can do is to make these beads, I need to again have these sticks. I can half it up because they're too big otherwise. And take this and you're going to roll it. I'm not going to use so much because it's not required. So what can I do? I just take a little bit of this piece because I just need about 4 or 5 beads down to put it like this, just 4 or 5 beads. What is important is that they all be of the same size. And how do you get the same size? Meanwhile, I put the rest of it in the plastic bag and put it on one side. So you're going to take this and just roll it. Just roll it. Just roll it. Okay, I'm just rolling it. Just got rolling, and make sure that when you're rolling, the thickness is, so I've got a stick like this. I've got this way, I've created. Now you need to have a ruler after this, or you need to tell yourself, okay, my cutting has to be at this point. So what I'm going to do right now, since I don't have the, thank you so much. Okay, Muskan, thank you so much. We have 3 minutes left. I will be measuring how much I want. So if I have to make a small bead, I just measure with my ruler and say this is 1 centimeter. I don't go beyond that. 1 centimeter. I cut further with the precision. I can use the same one and cut further with the precision cutter. I can keep making, okay. And it feels as if this is going to be too big. So what I'm going to do is half it up.
Anu ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, may I leave? I have another session.
Yes, Muskan, please.
Ma'am, you will end it?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Can we see that we picked up small pieces? Hitaji, can you see this? Now I will
Yes,
be
yes.
taking this. That's my bead.
Yeah, okay.
And what I will do with that bead is I need a cutter. This is too big. And I have my bead sitting here, and you can,
Okay,
yeah. And once I have this, I can push that portion right inside.
okay.
Initially, it's best if you let it dry, all these separately, and then assemble it together. But just to let you know, that is how you will put your
Yeah.
together.
And in bead, how hole to be made?
How what?
Hole, to pass the thread. How to be insert?
From here, you're talking about. That will be next time, ma'am. The time
Okay.
is already up, 58. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
didn't
thank
try
you.
best right now, but you can just imagine. So I'm showing you once more. I've made the bead with the wire, and I can stick that bead right here. You see that? It starts looking even more prettier with the bead.
Yes, yes.
Most of the Indian jewelry has beads down, and it looks nicer when you have that bead down. So all I do is you must put it through the stick. You can even make it different shapes, this bead. You don't have to have it, you can make it leaf shape like this, a small leaf shape that also looks really nice. Something like this. Can you see this shape? This ends. You can have this shape or you
Yes.
can have round shape. Okay. So I hope today
You are very creative. Dr. Anu, very creative.
Thank you, Geeta ji. This was self-learning. And I didn't want to say, hey, I'm a champion at this. I am not. But I really enjoyed bringing you whatever I discovered for myself. And hopefully this will help you. We learned today that how I dealt with my internal conflicts in fun way. My conflict was about people throwing shit at me. And how can I transform that and give them, create something where I am giving them, I'm throwing gifts at them. I'm throwing creative stuff at them, which completely transforms my frustration, gives meaningful objects, creates meaningful objects. And I feel a smile on my face when I'm creating it, because I could then go to the spaces where I felt small, and I don't know, I just felt more prettier. It felt more beautiful. I wasn't going to sit in that
Thank
shit
you.
ever. So any questions here?
Thank you. It was very good.
Thank you so
I
much.
have done a small one, just see, with the decoupage.
Okay. Let's bring,
Both are this thing. I have to still paint outside.
whether he, 1 minute. I will just
Okay. Yeah.
get, wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So,
Beautiful. Show
and
the other one also. Show the other. I
Yeah.
can't see. I can only see one. Bring it
Oh.
more. Bring it more to the right. Very,
both are same
very nice. See,
Yeah,
this can be used even as a ring. Nice.
ring. Yeah.
Use
And
it.
here, yes. Here I have done this. I'll use the beads over here.
Very
I've
nice.
done the other one. I have poked actually holes there. So I don't have any mold.
Yes.
So I have just poked with one small this thing I had.
Very good.
I'll put,
Very good.
even down I will put beads. I've got beads. I'll do this
Very nice.
colorful beads and paint it.
Shabash,
let me
that's
see.
what I will say. Very well done. And you know,
Okay.
the smile that comes on our face that we can create all this.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Yes,
So
100%.
yes, I hope you enjoyed what we did today. And you can find related classes by clicking on Explore. I will be coming back tomorrow in the evening at 5 o'clock to do sound healing for all of you. Till then, please do send me the feedback so that I can have a look at it and navigate myself further from there. Share your experiences, whatever you've made. Please click a photograph, put it
I like them.
one of you. Please click a photograph and put it on the Facebook. It motivates others also to put what they have created. Hashtag get set up, @GetSetUp, social @GetSetUp. If you want to host an interest group, please connect help@getsetup.io. Thank you very, very much. I keep experimenting and I love your support. And I want to say thank you to Muskan. I know she has left, but a special thanks to her for holding the forum together. And a special thanks to each and every one of you who keep supporting me, and I keep coming up with new things. Thank you. Love you all. Stay happy, stay healthy. See you again tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock.